All right. Let me know when everyone is ready.
Good here.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm ready.
Solid?
Mention her Meg.
All right. So today we're going to be here to talk about the kidnapping case that happened in Deer Creek. So on June 14th, 2024, at approximately 1:30 p.m., deputies from the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to Coffee Jerks located at 17,784 North MacArthur Boulevard in Edmond, in reference to a woman who was kidnapped at gunpoint by two individuals. When patrol deputies arrived, it was learned that the victim had been driving a Tesla, which is equipped with cameras. Meanwhile, dispatch was providing ping locations on the victim's phone. The victim was ultimately located on the south side of Oklahoma City as a result of the phone pings. She told investigators that she had $250,000 in cash that was stolen by the kidnappers and that she was beaten and tied up by the men. She also told us they used her phone to send money to one of the kidnappers. Using information gathered from the Tesla cameras and facial recognition software, we were quickly able to identify one of the alleged kidnappers. Then, using other technology, including flock cameras, we were able to place him at the scene. During the course of a very long and thorough investigation, we were able to identify 5 other suspects and determine what led to the kidnapping. We believe the suspects were illegally purchasing about $100,000 worth of marijuana to take down to Texas to sell. After they loaded their vehicles with the marijuana, they saw the victim drive by and decided to rob her. They followed her, we believe, and when she stopped at Coffee Jerks, that is when they kidnapped and robbed her. The men arrested are Dallas Jaquette, Brandon Ford, Demers Dennis, Heron Jennings, Kadarius Caples, Gordon Scott. All of them face a laundry list of charges, including conspiracy to commit drug trafficking, marijuana, conspiracy to commit robbery, conspiracy to commit kidnapping for extortion, conjoint robbery, kidnapping for extortion, use of a firearm, and the commission of a felony. And now I'll open it up to you all for questions.
And all of the spellings for those guys and all the charges they individually face for you.
So it doesn't sound random that they just stumbled across somebody who happened to have $250,000 in their car and a good amount in a cash app.
Mm-hmm.
How did she know them?
We don't believe that she knows him. We believe that they saw her driving by and took the opportunity, but we do not believe it was a random act.
They had to have known that she had this amount of money on her, correct?
I'm not able to say. I don't believe that.
Aaron told us that some of these men are coming from Houston area with
Yes.
already some serious charges. Can
Yes.
you talk about that, their background?
So these men are from Texas. I believe what was Houston area, excuse me. What I believe I've seen charges for, not charges, but alleged pill mill runners and things of that nature. So they are involved in illegal drug trade, and they were coming up here to purchase $100,000 worth of marijuana to take back to Texas to sell. So yes, these guys have an illegal business that they are operating, and they're using the state of Oklahoma to facilitate their business in Texas.
I think when people initially heard this and heard, oh my gosh, this poor woman was kidnapped, how random, and everybody was scared in this, in Deer Creek, but I guess they shouldn't be because this was possibly a targeted action.
Ma'am, we do not believe it was random. They saw her driving by, and for whatever reason, they targeted her. I'm unable, and we're not able to say as of yet why.
Could you talk about the actions the sheriff's departments had to take over the last several months in order to get the other 5?
What I want to say is, as a sheriff, just want to brag on our guys and gals here at the sheriff's office, from patrol to investigations. I mean, the moment the initial call came in, we have guys that are using their brain, relying on training and experience from what they know about not only vehicles, but how the system works. They got out there, they got to the scene, got information quick, alerted the state so we can get the Amber Alert going, and all of that led to positive outcomes. We hate that this young woman was taken, but the steps that they took initially potentially saved her life. And then we were able to locate her on the south side of Oklahoma City because of the alerts going out from what they did on the onset. And so that spurred the investigation. Our investigators come in, and when you look at how detailed this investigation was, and having to work with other law enforcement agencies, both federal and county in Texas, to one, identify these individuals and then apprehend them and bring them to justice. I mean, you talk about such a proud moment for your office, because this is what our community has come to expect, this level of professionalism, and they displayed it at a very high level this day, and we're so proud of it.
Can you talk about how technology helped in this investigation?
Yes, we can talk about the cameras. We can talk about the cameras on the Tesla. We can talk about the flock cameras that, go in. There's a lot of debate around the flock cameras when it comes to their use and how we utilize them in the field. But these flock cameras and these cameras on the Tesla ultimately led to these bad guys being apprehended. And, being able to track their faces through facial recognition to find out who they are. I mean, that's our guys used every resource afforded to them to bring someone to justice for the crimes that they committed, and ultimately might have blown open a ring that happened down in Texas. And it all started here with what these guys and gals did.
Were they arrested in Houston or somewhere else
Yes,
in Texas?
yes, they were arrested in Texas. Yes, ma'am.
So has the victim told you guys she had this large amount of money?
Mhm.
So was she only going to get coffee, or?
What she told us was that the $250,000 that was taken from her was used, or was going to be used, to update her business. She was going to use that to invest in her business, and that's what we were told.
Would you warn people from doing that,
Doing,
carrying around a large amount of cash?
I would always, suggest not to carry around that much money, because, once it's gone, and you don't want to fall victim to people doing a crime of opportunity. So yes, I would always say, don't travel with that much money, but it's not illegal, and you should be safe, and, certainly not have to fear it being taken, and you hate this for her. And so our hearts go out to the victim and what she went through.
Do you guys mind if I ask a quick question? These were really dangerous dudes, Sheriff. In one case, one of the guys was wearing an ankle monitor because he was accused in a homicide.
Mhm.
Kind of talk to me about how potentially dangerous this deal was.
No, anytime you have individuals who are willing to kidnap someone, tie them up, beat them, and take their money, and you're going to put them in your car and transport them to who knows where. These are extremely dangerous individuals that we were dealing with, that the victim had to deal with at this particular moment. And so grateful for the outcome, grateful for our deputies and our investigators, because there is no telling what they stopped. And I truly believe that they saved our victim's life by the initial response.
So the victim used to have a marijuana dispensary
Mhm.
license, and I know we're talking about the suspects and their illegal trafficking. Do you think there could be any connection there?
I can't do that. I have to deal with the facts that are in front of us, and certainly what the victim has told us. And she told us that that money was to be invested into her company, and that's what we are documenting. That's what we're going with.
Do you know the type of business or company?
No, I don't.
Salon of some sort.
I know that she was dropped off kind of just randomly
Yes.
by an apartment complex. Does that have anything to do with kind of what was going on your guys' side? Did they get wind of what was going on? Like, why did they just kind of drop her off? and send
Well,
her out?
I want to tell you, the system worked. You had deputies that showed up. They got the information that they needed very quickly. Obviously communicated with the state so the Amber Alert can go off. Just think about when all these phones are pinging and you're getting those alerts, and the way it's supposed to work. And our citizens in Oklahoma, they certainly take part in their safety. They're invested in it too. So once that went out, you have to think they started looking and becoming ever aware of who's around them and being our eyes and ears where we weren't. And so you can probably think in the mindset of these suspects, they were like, hey, we need to drop this off and just get out of Dodge because it's not worth it. And you're grateful for our community being vigilant. You're grateful for the systems in place because they worked. And like I said, you're grateful for the deputies who showed up and did an amazing job from the onset. They did not waste time.
For clarification, though, we don't know for sure that they had heard anything like that. They're not being crazy cooperative with us, as you can imagine. So what was going through their minds when they dropped her off, we don't know for sure. That's a very good likelihood, but we can't say for sure what was going through their minds. Anything else?
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
God bless.